Okay, so in the last video we built up this condition to make something happen 10% of the time. And what we did was we said, you know, this is basically our condition, and then we filled in the condition with this pick random. With this pick random object, and we saw that because pick random has the rounded edges, that we can put pick random in here, and because the bigger, the less than block has these angle edges, then that can fit into that can be a condition for the if. So let's see how that plays out now in Greenfoot. So here's the if condition that they asked you to put in. Let's build that up and see. So we know, I'm going to stick it under the term for now, and then I'll put the term where it belongs. So remember that for an if statement, it starts off kind of in some ways similar to a method name. So you could say if, and then whatever the condition is goes in the parentheses, and then you start the body of the if statement and close the body of the if statement. So it has to be opened and closed. And then whatever you want it to do is going to go inside here. So why don't we actually, now we could just, we know already what we want to happen inside here is if the condition is true, that's when we're going to turn. So let's say cut and then paste it in here. And it's kind of off with the indentation. It doesn't have to be perfect indentation for code, but it makes it easier to read. So I'm going to go into Edit and say Auto Layout. And now I have this is the statement that I want executed if the condition is true. So what is the condition I need to put in here? Well, we want to have a, we said we needed to have a, this less than condition, right? So there is a less than symbol that you can use in Java. So we could say if 70 is less than 50, then turn, okay? But this is always false, so this is never going to happen, right? Or if we made this 10, this would always be true, so this would always happen. So it's not going to give us the, what we want is, we only want this to happen 10% of the time, okay? So just like we, slid this pick random number into here, if we take a look at get random number again, let me see, where's the, yeah, get random number, remember, returns an integer, okay, it has a return type of int. So it's going to give us back a random number. So that means that we could slide get random number, and it's static, so you have to say Greenfoot dot. We could slide this get random number. I could copy this and stick that in here, paste. So now I'm saying pick a number between 0 and 90 and see if it's less than 50. Well, that doesn't do quite what we want. What we want is we want to pick a number between 0 and 99 inclusive and check to see if it's less than 10. And we know it's only going to be less than 10 if this get random number gives us back a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Right? So only if it gives one of those 10 numbers. So it's going to randomly pick 10 numbers. I'm sorry, it's going to randomly pick 100 numbers and see if, and check to see if it's one of the 10 numbers less than 10. So if it is less than 10, then that'll only happen 10% of the time, right? 10 out of 100 times. So we make this be 100, and we make this be 10. So remember, saying get random number 100 is the same as saying 0 to 99, right? Get rid of this guy. All right, so let's try this. Let's compile. Stick our lobster in here. And now we have our more interesting random motion. There's still a problem, though, that he's always turning to the right. So we'll address that in the next video.